ultimately probably around like 190 would be probably my goal. Um, and yeah, I mean, right now I feel like it's been a pretty good, lifestyle change. And, as long as I continue this, I don't see why it won't work. It's become just kind of my daily ritual. Like when I wake up, it's immediately go do some fasted cardio. It's become a part of who I am now. And I see no reason to kind of, sitting around watching TV all day just doesn't really do anything for your life. As great as, stuff on, but it just feels better when you can just kind of see either the scale go down and just my body overall feels 1,000 times better.
My name is Jon Levine, and I'm a certified health coach determined to help people reclaim health and happiness. My approach to health is compassion and looking at the whole person and understanding each person's unique set of health issues. I can and will help you reverse the chronic health issues you're dealing with. I hope you enjoy my show, the Hol Truth Podcast. Thank you for the support, and God bless you, my friends.
All right, welcome everyone to the Hol Truth Podcast with Jon Levine, sponsored by Dean's Natural Food Markets with 5 locations in Ocean, Shrewsbury, Basking Ridge, Chester, and Metuchen. And we have Michael Feld in good old warm Scottsdale, Arizona. And he's on today to talk about the 30-day weight loss challenge that he called me up and signed up for. So today's topic is all about losing weight, how he did it, where he is now, and what's going on, my man.
Yeah, no, well, thanks for having me. This is exciting. So it basically happened. I was just kind of looking for somebody to kind of hold me responsible. I mean, me and you haven't, we haven't talked in a long time. And I was like, I saw that you were running the 30-day challenge, and I thought this was like a good way to kind of get reconnected with you and just kind of touch base, and as well as just have somebody hold me accountable to a challenge. I mean, I've got that kind of mindset where I like, gambling a little bit, like, and competition. So, when we set up the plan to lose 10 pounds in 30 days, usually when I would try to do it, I would have no real responsibility to anybody to do it. So it'd all be on me. And, a few days, I could always start, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday would always be good. And then you'd get to the weekend and then you would, trash your diet just like everybody else, with good food, and it would be just this repetition cycle. And then, when we connected, it gave me that little extra boost where it was like, okay, I've got to focus on, really what I'm eating. I want to be successful at this. I want to, not let you down. Not that, at the end of the day, it would change anybody's minds, but, it was just that kind of internal drive that I kind of put together.
Yeah, that's the big part of this is the food that you eat, the exercise, and all the stuff that I taught you and teach my clients. But the big part of it for a lot of people is the accountability. So it sounds like that's certainly part of what you needed.
And I mean, at the end of the day, it wasn't, the food is, 90% of the, what you have to do. I mean, if you're putting junk in your food and working out for, 4 hours, 3 hours a day, you'll see something, but it's not going to be as dramatic as when you're putting in the right, food into your system where it can be processed into energy and, everything, and then you can see that weight coming off. So for me, it was, finding foods that I really enjoyed and meal planning and writing everything down for my day was, and seeing it on a piece of paper was really important, because that held me accountable. And I could see, okay, day 1, I ate really good. Day 2, I'm, still eating good. So I just built off each day, one day at a time. I didn't really go do anything crazy. I stuck to a lot of foods that I really enjoyed. And, I just tested with, different kind of spices, and, I kept it really simple.
So that's because a lot of food choices are very confusing for a lot of people these days. They don't know what to eat, how much to eat, all that type of stuff. It gets very chaotic. So the food plan that I put together for you specifically, how was that initially? Were those foods
the
good
hardest
for you?
thing is the portion size. Again, working from home, everybody's pretty much at home now. So you have the kitchen's 2 feet away. So, walking over there and snacking. And again, my mentality was, whatever I was doing before, whatever I'm doing now compared to whatever I was doing before, is just going to be better. So instead of having, a candy bar, I'm going to have blueberries. Instead of having, a hamburger, I'm going to have, salmon. So it was just making those right decisions because I enjoy the healthy food. It's just, you have to prep it in your mind to say, okay, you're going to eat this, and just have that willpower to go about doing it. And, the the greens was probably the one thing to kind of add into my diet that, I really didn't do a lot of, the spinach, the kale, the chard and stuff like that. And, that I kind of just, I'd throw that stuff on with a piece of chicken and kind of, mask the flavors a little bit, but it would, I'd still be getting that nutrients into my body.
Okay, so the kale and the dark leafy greens, that's been serving you well?
The greens, avocados, blueberries, strawberries, just kind of, the brain food.
Yeah. It's real food, right? The nutrient-dense food, the food that belongs in your body. But, combining it with meat and at certain points and getting that fiber in. So that's good. So we've been at this for about, I believe, 5.5 weeks, 6 weeks. Where does your weight start?
We started at 223, and as of today, I'm at 205. You're
supposed to be at 204.
I'm supposed to be at 204. Honestly, with these last,
supposed to be at 204. You're in trouble now. I'm just kidding.
I know.
I'm kidding. I'm a coach, but I'm a positive coach. We're getting you in the right direction. But you are supposed to be at 204, but it's all good. But that's not a stressful thing. I don't want you to be stressed over it. We're going in the right direction.
Yeah. And I mean, it's really the weight, I'm noticing is just, it's not difficult to drop, but it's a lot more difficult than when you first started. Obviously, my body's starting to adjust to the food that I'm eating. And so now I think it's more about the portion control than, what food I'm putting into my body. To see that those extra pounds come off and, maybe up my, exercise regimen, do, more kind of, HIIT workouts. And, I'm kind of, with the working out, it's just depends on the day what I'm doing. But, it will be, I think there's just got to be a little push to kind of get to that next level to really finish off strong and kind of reach my goals for this second go around.
Yeah, well, you dropped 18 pounds in 6 weeks. So that's a lot of weight, and that's actually the right way to do it because, we're not doing a diet. And my clients, I don't put them on diets. We're doing a lifestyle change.
Yeah, and not once with, the food plan that you gave me did I think that this was really a diet. It was just making different food choices. Am I never going to go get a burger again? Of course not. I'm going to have that eventually. But for this time, I'm focused really in getting down to a weight that I want to get down. And I know the only way to do that, it's really just like the don't be stupid diet, really. Like, listen, like I can't put a whole bunch of garbage into my body and expect results. So, and there's enough things out there that's like, okay, you put good food into your body, you're going to see just an increased energy, sleeping better. And overall, all that stuff has just kind of gotten better over time.
Yeah, so there's the food, there's the exercise, there's the sleep, there's the accountability portion of it. But the other thing is that, it's the tools that I hope that, and I know that you are starting to understand that it's a lot of times it's not about the food, right? So like there's certain times where like there's stressors, you're having a stressful day, you're hungry, you're kind of all over the place. And the next thing you know, it's you've eaten too much. And it's really because of not the actual food, but because of a primary stressor.
Oh yeah, there's been definitely times where, just days of work where it's like you're just having a stressful day and you're like, God, I could go for, something bad right now. Or
shout at the killer.
I just have I just want to eat. And for me, when I get in those situations, it was beforehand, it would be like, okay, I'm going to go grab a bag of chips. And then now it's like, okay, I look in the cabinet and it's like, just grab some blueberries. If you take a handful of blueberries, it's going to take away that, need for food and need for eating bad. And you're going to feel better. You're going to have some food in your system. The stress is going to go down. It just rolls one off another.
Yeah, it's the slowing down, right? So like, it's the one thing, and I'm going to keep reminding you all the time, and I remind my clients all the time, is to keep it consistent and to just slow the mind down. Use your teeth, slow it down. We actually don't need a lot of food. Humans need nutrients, but not a lot of food. And it's the slowing down part of it that is crucial. And as we're even on this podcast, I want you to know that, hopefully you're building that habit over time where your brain is starting to understand when you're stressed out or you're hungry. This is kind of how I do it. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to breathe.
Right.
I'm going to actually chew my food. Chewing the food, it sounds simple, but using your teeth, chewing 20 times is an enormous impact. The nutrients come out of the food more and it helps break down the food. And it's just, your brain is able to register what is going on. So slowing down is huge.
Yeah, that's one thing, when you said that, it makes perfect sense. I mean, in all honesty, everybody kind of runs through life so quickly. It's like, with all this virus stuff going on, I'm at home, I'm working. Like, what is my rush? Like, my work gets done, but from an eating standpoint, like if I wanted to sit here and eat for an hour, one little meal, I can do that. Like, nobody's going to tell me I got nowhere to go. So just again, it's just slowing down, just your pace is really important.
Yeah. What's been the hardest thing? What's been the easiest thing in the last 6 weeks, and what's been the hardest thing?
I guess the easiest thing probably would be, once I got my meals down, like the food that I wanted down was actually eating the food. Like, once I meal planned it out, making that food was piece of cake, and putting it in my body, easy. The hardest part was kind of towards the end of our first go around. Was towards the end, I really started to get some bad cravings, and like I told you, at the end of the 30 days, hey, I had In-N-Out burger. There was no question about that, and that tasted like candy. But after that, I realized, I didn't feel great, so I didn't need it like the next day or anything. It was one of those where I had it one day, and then it was back to our challenge the next day. It was just something, but it was, I did have some cravings because your body is kind of in a shock system. It's not used to, my body, I didn't eat terribly, but I did eat enough, junk and just regular food and a lot of bread, just like everybody else. So, once once I got over those and kind of controlled my mind, it was all pretty much like a piece of cake. Again, I wasn't on, being at home, I'm not on any kind of time constraints. It's just making sure I get, my workout in, I get all my meals in, I'm full at the end of the day, and, I do it one day at a time.
And I'm happy that you had the In-N-Out burger. I really am. I'm sincerely happy that you had it, because you cannot restrict yourself. I mean, it's where these diets go wrong every single time. I don't care what diet it is. I don't care. Keto, low carb, high carb, medium carb. They are mentally exhausting. They are restrictive.
When we first started, it's piece of cake again. You're excited about it, but after week 3, 4, you're like, you see enough commercials, you drive past enough food spots, it's all there, and you're just like, oh man, that piece of pizza looks phenomenal. It could be Domino's, and you're like, this thing looks like it's the greatest slice of pizza that ever exists.
There's a lot of booby traps out there, right?
Off the planet. But to me, going forward, that's kind of my plan, is to eat well 90% of the time, and then if I go out with my girlfriend, or I go out with friends, or eventually when that comes, or if we want to just bring in food, like I can have a burger every once in a while, and it's not going to totally derail everything that I've already done. And it just kind of keeps that there. And once I'm done with it, I move on, and okay, back to just eating clean.
Yeah, no, again, I'm proud of you, and that's what we're trying to do. It should be the 90-10 rule, or kind of some version of that, so that there's no restriction and it's mentally exhausting, and then you just end up back where you started, and you're not going to end up back at 223. Not that that's the heaviest thing in the world, but we're going to keep you going in the right direction. You've lost 18 pounds in 5.5, 6 weeks, which is really good and just about right. You don't want to lose it too fast. And then the idea, I think, for you and for most people is to have it be a lifestyle change where you're eating healthy foods for the most part, and exercising, and having a piece of cake at a birthday party, and having an In-N-Out burger and when you want to have it, and just not having a million of them, right? And just going in the right
Exactly.
direction.
And I mean, when I was planning my food, it's like, I enjoy, grilled chicken. I enjoy salmon. I enjoy fish. I enjoy cooking. So for me, it was enjoyable to put all that together and try to create, dishes that, I really enjoyed. And there's, no rule that says you can't have salmon back-to-back days, or, some people will go crazy where it's like, oh, I had, steak today, I can't have steak tomorrow. I've got to make these different decisions. And, to me, it was just, if I felt like, salmon 3 days in a row, I'd have salmon 3 days in a row. If I felt, like I wanted eggs in the morning, I, could have egg, it just, to me, it was whatever I really enjoyed, I did it.
Did your taste buds change?
Kind of mindset where I was just trying to make that, oh, I can't have, fish, and, I should throw in a steak here. No, it was just whatever I felt like doing. I kind of, that was the diet that I put together.
Did your taste buds change?
Well, I would say they kind of changed. Like I said, when I had that, In-N-Out burger at the day 30, that thing tasted like candy to me. Like, I could definitely tell there was definitely a different taste with that burger. But I enjoyed, I tasted the flavors more, because I didn't really, douse them with sauces or anything like that. It was really simple. It was olive oil, salt, pepper, really, and really let the, flavor of the food really speak for itself. And again, I enjoyed, what I made. So I could, I had no problem trying to get, food down and feel like, this wasn't, this is a diet. It never felt that way for me. It just felt like, okay, today was breakfast, lunch, dinner, you eat what you eat, and, that's the energy that you're putting in your body.
Yeah. So what is the end goal? You're at 205. Where do you want to be at? And do you want to, and are you ready to get to that point?
Yeah. My goal, ultimately probably around like 190 would be probably my goal. And yeah, I mean, right now I feel like it's been a pretty good, lifestyle change. And, as long as I continue this, I don't see why it won't work. It's become just kind of my daily ritual. Like when I wake up, it's immediately go do some fasted cardio. It's become a part of who I am now. And I see no reason to kind of, sitting around watching TV all day just doesn't really do anything for your life. As great as, stuff on, but it just feels better when you can just kind of see either the scale go down, and just my body overall feels 1,000 times better. Like, sleep, like I said, sleeping, always, you would be an issue, and have no issue with that now. And
oh, so your sleep is better now?
Oh, my sleep is phenomenal. Like I pass out like a baby.
And it's better in the last 6 weeks since you've been on this new.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then, waking up is really easy. I don't feel like, when you eat a bad meal, like you feel like, you just feel it the next day. And, when you're eating as clean as I've been, I wake up, I feel fresh, I've got energy, and just, I know it's like you get your workout done, you come back and you put in some fuel.
That's great. Well, 190 it is. You've got 15 more pounds to go. I know you will do it. I'm there by your side. That's what I'm here for.
Yes. Yeah, you've been, every step of the way, you've always been available, and it's been great to have somebody there that, will really kind of just put, there wasn't too much push, but there's push, like there's accountability. There's, if I had a question, I could always reach out and be like, can this work, or can that, that work? And you're there to help support this goal, this goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I love what I do. And everyone's a little bit different. There really is no cookie cutter approach. There are definitely foods that are that benefit everyone. There's certainly exercises that benefit everyone, but everyone is a little bit different circumstances, live in different areas, like different things. So I tailor it to my client. It depends what they
And
like.
from the exercise standpoint, I mean, again, it's just for me, it was just something as just going for, put in the headphones and listen to a podcast and go for a 2-mile walk. Like I'm not
The
doing
Hol Truth Podcast.
crazy. Huh?
The Hol Truth Podcast, right?
Of course, the Hol Truth Podcast. Come on. But it was just, it's not stressful, but I know I'm getting, some miles in. I know I'm burning a few calories. It just gets the body going.
Good.
And again, it's better than just sitting around. Stretching, I also incorporated just a lot of stretching because, again, you sit at a chair all day, your body feels cramped up. And when you haven't been exercising or eating right, like it's even that much more. So just that's what I kind of started off with, was just a slow progression. As, I've been going through the weeks, I've noticed my body getting stronger. And, I can incorporate more running. I can incorporate more, lifting. I can incorporate more as we, go. And, with the virus thing, we have a gym at our apartment complex. And since that hasn't been available, I've just been doing, push-ups, squats, lunges, just basic body weight exercise, because that's what my body needs at this moment. It needs to get used to it. It needs to feel, movement at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, the strength training is a big deal. Everyone really needs to incorporate strength training. They don't have to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. They don't need to be in the gym pumping a million different weights. But strength training and just basic stuff, push-ups, body weight squats, that's the stuff that's really going to speed up your metabolism,
right,
and puts a little bit of muscle on your body. And the more muscle, the better, because the more muscle you have, the more fat you'll burn.
Right. And, you mentioned, HIIT workouts, sprints and stuff like that. And I've incorporated those. And it doesn't even have to be, the biggest thing that you recommended was, every time you go to a gym class, it's always like, okay, you sprint and then it's a 30-second rest. And, everybody's a little bit different. And some people don't recover as quickly. And when you told me, like, don't worry about the recovery process, wait till you're ready to go another 100% for your next sprint. I started incorporating that. And to me, I would get my sets done, and I feel like I'm stronger when I'm doing them, and I can push myself harder because I'm letting my body recover. I'm not, a football athlete that can recover in 10 seconds. So if I have to wait a minute and a half, again, this is me. It's not for anybody else. And as long as I get the reps in and I do it, 100%, then at the end of the day, I'm satisfied with the work that I put in.
That's right. No, I'm thrilled that you took that advice. I appreciate that. That's absolutely a good point, because yes, high intensity interval training done the right way. If you look at different sample programs, you'll see a minute on, a minute off, 2 minutes on, 1 minute off, and there's specific time periods. But your body has no idea. Your body is ready when your body is ready.
And I would always find out when, I do either a fitness class or, you try to stick with that your body would get just so much more exhausted that either your form would break, you wouldn't do it as hard, or, you'd quit after 5 reps when you're trying to get to 10 reps,
right,
because your body's just, you're just exhausted.
Your body is ready when your body tells you it's ready.
Right.
And when you are rested and you are ready to go hard another round, whatever it may be, a sprint or a burpee, whatever it may be, that's when your body is ready. Absolutely does not need to be, if you've taken a 45 seconds of rest and you still are not ready to go, you are not ready to go.
Right. And again, at the end of the day, it's not, I'm not doing it for anybody but me. So,
right.
You have time, there's always time available. So again, nobody's sitting there with a stop clock. So when I was ready to go, I'd go.
Good. Well, you were looking good. And I love working with you, and I'm happy to continue working with you. We're going to get you down to 190. That's a promise. I'm there by your side. And I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on the Hol Truth Podcast.
Anytime. Looking forward to doing it again when I get to 190.
That's right. We'll have to rerun it.
Yes, we
will.
Right?
At 205 and then that 190. So very soon.
We can do that.
You got it. I appreciate it, Michael. be well, stay cool out there in Arizona. And that's the other thing. So if you are local to me in New Jersey, you can come to my office in Red Bank. If you are not, absolutely, we could make this work no matter where you are. You're in Arizona.
Right.
I've got clients in California, Florida, you name it.
Scheduling everything was a piece of cake with you. I mean, it's just a matter of figuring out the time difference and open schedules, and we didn't have any issue.
I appreciate it. Good to see you. We'll talk soon. We'll get you going in the right direction. Until next time, adios, amigos. We are out of here. See ya.